You've probably heard a lot about the so-called Red Tories recently. The term is usually used as a pejorative to describe conservatives who are fiscally conservative but socially progressive. From John Charade to Alison Redford to John Tory, the conservatism of the Red Tories largely consists of attempting to out-liberal the Liberals. But what if we've actually got this all wrong? The emerging consensus after the 2019 federal election is that the Conservatives lost precisely because they weren't Red Tory enough, and that Canadian conservatism will become irrelevant unless it embraces social progressivism. But missing from these discussions has been any serious attempt to grapple with what conservatism means in the 21st century. But if Conservatives look back on their own history, they'll find a largely forgotten, older tradition of Red Toryism, one that has little to do with its present variety, but offers a distinctly Canadian contribution to the debates over the future of conservatism. The older tradition of Red Toryism is associated with people like our first Prime Minister, Sir John A. Macdonald, and the famous philosopher George Grant. At the heart of this older version of Red Toryism is a distinct emphasis on preserving, protecting, and supporting the social and intermediary institutions that help nourish both our common loves and capacity to be self-governing creatures. In Macdonald's day, and the early years after Confederation, this meant embarking on nation-building projects that could help produce the kinds of loyalties and bonds that enable a polity's enduring freedom. But conservatism looks different in different ages, and in today's world, this version of conservatism should be focused less on building railways, and more on helping build and rebuild societies, and the social institutions that sustain our freedom, like families. A conservatism focused not just on markets and individuals, but on communities, families, and social institutions is one that has had a remarkable success elsewhere. Boris Johnson's breathtaking victory in Britain's recent general election was not a victory for the champions of unregulated capitalism. Johnson won by bringing former Labour voters into the Conservative fold on a promise to not only get Brexit done, but to rebuild British society using the state. As conservatism is being revived elsewhere by heterodox thinking drawing on older and neglected conservative traditions, Canadian Conservatives have an opportunity to do the same, drawing on this older, better version of Red Toryism, one that seeks to offer a uniquely conservative vision of society, not one that seeks to be just liberalism, a few decades behind.